Why is it so hard to put your feelings into words? For some, opening up feels like exposing a secret world that no one else is prepared to see. But if you're someone who struggles to share your inner thoughts, you haven't just built walls. You've built a unique set of psychological strengths that most people never develop. Today at Your Factor, we are decoding the 5 rare strengths of those who keep their world inside. If you struggle to open up to people, you've probably been told that you're too closed off, too private, or too guarded. Maybe you've even wondered if something is wrong with you. But what if your hesitation to open up isn't a flaw? What if it's actually a sign of rare psychological strength? In a world that constantly encourages oversharing, instant vulnerability, and broadcasting every emotion in real time, choosing to hold your inner world carefully can look unusual. But unusual doesn't mean unhealthy. Sometimes it means you operate at a deeper level than most. If opening up doesn't come easily to you, here are the powerful psychological strengths you likely have. You have a highly developed inner world. Psychology shows that people who are slower to open up often process emotions internally before expressing them. Instead of reacting outwardly, you reflect inwardly. When something hurts you, you don't immediately vent to 5 different people. You sit with it. You analyze it. You try to understand it. Research on emotional processing suggests that this kind of internal reflection builds stronger emotional regulation over time. For example, imagine someone criticizes you. Some people react instantly, defensively, emotionally, or by seeking reassurance. But you probably replay the conversation later. Think about what was said, evaluate whether it was fair, and only then decide how you feel about it. That's not emotional distance. That's emotional depth. You don't open up quickly because your emotions matter to you. They aren't casual. They aren't disposable. There's something you handle with care. You don't give trust away cheaply. Research indicates that trust built slowly tends to be more stable and long-lasting. If you struggle to open up, it's likely because trust is sacred to you. You don't believe everyone deserves access to your vulnerability, and that's healthy. In a culture where people sometimes share deeply with strangers after a few conversation, you instinctively understand that emotional access should be earned. You watch how someone handles small pieces of information before giving them bigger ones. You notice, do they gossip? Do they interrupt? Do they minimize other people's feelings? You're not closed off. You're discerning. When you finally do open up to someone, it means something. It's intentional. And people who earn your trust often realize it's a privilege. You are emotionally independent. Psychology shows that people who rely less on constant external validation often have stronger self-soothing skills. If you don't open up easily, it may be because you've learned how to comfort yourself. You might journal instead of vent. You might go for a long walk. You might sit in silence and process. This doesn't mean you don't need people. It means you don't depend on them to stabilize every emotion. For example, when you're overwhelmed, you probably don't immediately call someone in panic. You try to ground yourself first. You ask, what am I actually feeling? What do I need right now? That ability to self-regulate is rare. Many people never develop it because they're used to outsourcing their emotional processing. You didn't, whether by personality or by life experience. You learn to stand on your own emotional feet. That's strength. You value depth over attention. Research on personality suggests that more introverted or reflective individuals prefer meaningful conversations over surface-level interaction. If you struggle to open up, small talk may feel exhausting to you. You don't want to share your story just to feel silent. You don't want sympathy from someone who doesn't truly understand. You'd rather say nothing than say something that feels inauthentic. Think about how you are in conversation. You probably listen more than you speak. You observe. You ask thoughtful questions. And when you do share something personal, it's layered and real. You're not interested in being the loudest person in the room. You're interested in being genuine. That means when someone connects with you, it's not shallow, it's deep. And deep connections are far more powerful than frequent ones. You are protective of your energy. Psychology shows that emotional disclosure can be draining, especially for sensitive or empathetic people. If you don't open up easily, it might be because you intuitively understand how much energy vulnerability requires. Opening up isn't just talking. It's reliving. It's feeling again. It's exposing parts of yourself that can be misunderstood. So you're selective. You think carefully. Is this person safe? Is this the right time? Do I even want to revisit this memory right now? That pause isn't fear. It's wisdom. You know that not everyone can hold your story properly. And instead of scattering pieces of yourself everywhere, you can serve them. There's power in that restraint. When you love deeply. Here's something people rarely talk about. Those who open up slowly often bond intensely once they do. Research on attachment and emotional bonding suggests that gradual vulnerability builds stronger emotional foundations. Because you don't open up often, when you do, it's intentional. If someone has seen your tears, your fears, your insecurities, they've earned it. And you don't forget that. You're loyal. You remember who was gentle with your emotions. You remember who respected your silence instead of pressuring you to speak. When you finally say, this is what I'm really feeling, it's not casual. It's sacred. And that kind of depth is rare. Now, this doesn't mean you should never work on expressing yourself. Growth is always valuable. Sometimes opening up a little more can strengthen relationships. Sometimes letting people in can surprise you. But the goal isn't to become someone who shares everything with everyone. The goal is to understand that your slowness to open up isn't brokenness. Boundaries. It's depth. It's emotional emotional intelligence operating quietly beneath the surface. You are not cold. You are careful. You are not distant. You are discerning. And you are not weak for protecting your inner world. You are strong because you know its value. So if you ever felt misunderstood for being private, let this be your reminder. The world needs people like you. People who don't treat vulnerability as a trend. People who treat emotions with weight and respect. And when you do choose to open up, it's meaningful in a way that can't be faked. Take a moment and reflect. Who in your life has truly earned access to your inner world? And have you given yourself credit for how deeply you actually feel? If this resonated with you, you're not alone. There's nothing wrong with you. There may be something powerful about you. Subscribe for more personality insights that help you understand yourself on a deeper level. The more you understand your psychology, the more confidently you can own who you are.